Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Salam Malaysia Madani. Honorable Chief Executive Officer of Esri Malaysia, Mr. Tan Chun Sang, and our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to express my utmost gratitude and deepest appreciation to Esri Malaysia for recognizing our geospatial effort with Geospatial Innovation Award 2024. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and commend my team for their hard work and dedication towards making this project a resounding success. The team worked relentlessly to fulfill the Royal Malaysian Navy request for Navy satellite track run just within 5 days time frame, from planning and design to implementation and testing, and the apps managed to be deployed during the event. I'd like to stress that this project is a digital initiative through geospatial approach. It focuses on the connection between our defense geospatial information management system with phone carried by our runners and during the run. The technical part of the configuration will be further explained by Major Aizlin. Although there are still room of improvement for this initiative in the future, we are deeply grateful to JUPEM top management, Esri Malaysia and National Armed Forces who have stood by us, supported our initiative and shared in our vision of providing geospatial support to combat-ready forces. Now please allow me to share with you how Defence view of real-time insight for a safer Malaysia from geospatial approach, and the second part of this presentation, I will hand over this presentation to Major Aizlin from Geo Big Data section BGSP JUPEM to share his experience in developing and in deploying the solution. I'd like to start off this presentation by highlighting Malaysian Armed Forces effort in digitalization process for real-time insights, which integrates various sensors shooters to command and control. That project was called Network-Centric Operation. MAF has been gradually integrating this NCO into military capability over the past few decades. This program at enhancing military effectiveness through improved connectivity, information sharing, and decision-making process. Their aim is to have what we call collaborative decision-making, so that they have what we call information superiority, decision superiority through information superiority mechanism. This slide, I would like to stress that geospatial has important role in this program, because it provides the framework for the battle space, which underpins common operating pictures. And our proposal for defense geospatial framework gradually been accepted by the Malaysian Armed Forces. Previously, this project was based on project-based, which for each project must have a geospatial server. Now, when they upgrade to version 2, another geospatial server, and so on. And from that, we have come up with this suggestion to National Armed Forces just for a single geospatial hub and serve all MAF program. And that's why we managed to convince them that we have implemented Defense Geospatial Information Management. Currently, we managed to convince the MAF NCO team not just to consume the map service, they can also enjoy the benefit of geospatial enterprise. They started to explore tools and capabilities so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel. That is very important. And DG vision is improving geospatial information management and dissemination, which previously focused on delivering on hard copy, to a service-oriented approach where greater control is placed in the hands of users of deliver of the right information in the right form at the right time. And this philosophy is being accepted by armed forces. All right. Second slide I'd like to share with you. To have a safer Malaysia, of course, we need a better protection services from internal and external aggressions. The safer Malaysia demands better place for prosperity of the country. People can do business and expand their business without fears. In the future, we could accommodate more high-tech jobs. However, we have to be realistic. Our defense expenditure based on GDP is quite low compared to neighboring countries. It means that we have to prioritize our program and possibility implement it in phases. Our defense white paper, as you can mention in the slide, emphasize total defense, and Defense Strategy 2.0 has laid out a mechanism approach of whole of government and the whole of society approach. So we call it WOGOS. It will involve comprehensive approach and interacts various government agency, non-government organization, and society. So from geospatial point of view, DG can play more support, especially in information sharing part, and enable WOGOS initiative. Defense should be able to communicate effectively through this initiative, and we hope that in the future, we should be able to communicate with the public, with the government effectively. So the next slide, I just like to highlight to you that we have been equipped with a fleet of geospatial softwares, and we call it enterprise. Through enterprise license, we call it ELA, right? We can deploy any software at any time. So currently, we have helped our customer to develop more than 70 applications without them spending a single cent. So we provide a support, and from which we have the program in 3 phases. First phase, we develop for them. Second phase, for the second phase, we handing over to them. And the third phase, we just monitor if there is a problem, and they come and speak to us. And this slide highlight one of the components that's related to our project today. I'd like to share with you today. It's called ArcGIS Geo Event Server. So this server is very important for us to capture data in dynamic form. For example, AIS and flight tracking radar. We have been involved with the tracker-related stuff since what we call initiative called Greater Klang Valley Special Task Force during COVID-19. We have been approached by MINDEF to enable DGIM with tracking capability. The DGIM initiative was to track vehicle, as you can see that, ambulance and patient in Klang Valley. This slide shows some of the activity during the development. The success of this JKV Special Task Force, MINDEF again has proposed a MySHO system to be developed that has been developed by JUPEM. We managed to develop prototype MySHO using geofencing technology and mobile phone location. It was understood that this initiative was considered as a top 3 finalist. However, due to some reasons, the government has chosen to use Bluetooth concept for SSO. And since we have already developed that system, that concept has been further developed to support our Malbat SSO after they coming back from mission. So they were stationed at one of the area in Seremban. And the dashboard that was developed was able to monitor the movement of personnel, and daily report was generated by extracting data from the dashboard. So you can see that. Okay, this one I think just mentioned by CS just now, that DGIM has been accepted by our government as a platform for collaboration. So at national level, we connect to the DOSAM, GPS, and the main agencies that have geospatial disaster management. This the reason why we support NETMA, because Malaysian Armed Forces have a secondary role in disaster management. And to have this shared situational awareness without providing our asset through collaboration, basically Malaysian Armed Forces has what we call shared situation awareness and can plan accordingly. And what I would like to share with you, this is during Batang Kali disaster, where we involved directly during the process of evacuation for the SAR team. And we found that there is a big potential for geospatial to be extended to what we call tactical level. And this combination of what we call the tracker and DGIM can basically be used to track our SAR team in ground zero, right? But the system is not there. But for the purpose of developing that system, you need to basically have a project which generally take every 5 years cycle for Malaysian planning. But through this collaboration and through this what we call hub, geospatial hub, we can easily deploy our solution. So this is going to be a future, what we call the solution that we're going to work closely with Bomba. So next, I think I will hand over to Major Ajlin to share with you how we managed in just 5 days time frame to deploy a system to track runner. There's a request from Royal Military Navy. So, Major Ajlin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dato'. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. It's an honor to be here today, and I will briefly continue our journey in implementing this project. This is overall view of our project. I start with mobile phone apps. Actually, Esri has an ArcGIS field map application for mobile phones, but it relies on name user and subject to the Enterprise License Agreement, ELA. The main function of our division is to provide service to military operation, including training and exercise, and also implement military operation other than war, such as humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, as my director has mentioned about the Joint Command Operative Picture to the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. Ad hoc activities such as the real-time tracking for fun run event, we are not included in the calculation in the ELA licensing. Therefore, we have been looking for an alternative to the mobile phone application. As my director has mentioned about the operation in the Greater Klang Valley Special Task Force, GKV STF, we have been entrusted to set up and configure 250 mobile phones. To be specific, the new Samsung Galaxy A series, which still wrapped in a box, and easy to us to set up because the situation is in our control. Compared to this fun run activity, we continue looking for another alternative application to replace the application used during the GKV STF. And after comparing the application, we found Tracker Client make it easier for our user because they only need to type in a minimal self-configuration for data transmission to the server. It is an open source application and can operate in iOS and Android mobile platform. We only use Treka client, but not Treka server. I will talk about why we're not using the Treka server when I touch on visualizing and sharing geographic information later. We switch to the staging server. As moderator has mentioned about our previous project, we only need a unique identifier and current location with latitude and longitude data from mobile phone. Apparently, there is more information we can get, such as speed, bearing, and even battery capacity from the phone. And I have made a modification for my previous code from the project, PHP code from previous project, taking into account the latest information. And from that data, send mobile phone is stored in MariaDB. MariaDB is open source relational database. And then I create an application programming interface, API, in JavaScript object notation, JSON format. Why JSON? I will briefly explain later. And now let's go to ArcGIS GeoEvent Server, which is the main heart of our project. ArcGIS GeoEvent Server typically licensed as part of ArcGIS Enterprise. And as I said in the beginning, it is subject to Enterprise License Agreement, ELA. Because ArcGIS GeoEvent Server is indeed a component of the ArcGIS Enterprise platform. ArcGIS GeoEvent Server provides a rich set of connectors that enable it to ingest data from various sources and output processed data to different destinations. These connectors play a crucial role in enabling real-time spatial data processing analysis. For this project, we choose pool and external website for JSON as the input connector. And to the answer for the previous question, why is JSON format on the API in the staging server? Because they are available out of the box connector that always ready being used in GeoEvent server. We race against time. We got the request to make a monitoring dashboard from Navy on Monday, and on Saturday, the fun run activity will take place. As an additional information, there is a GeoEvent Server Software Development Kit, SDK, if we want to develop our own connectors, if the available connector do not meet our project requirement. While for output connector, we choose add a feature and update a feature to ArcGIS Server. Our purpose in choosing the connector is because we want to do more than just monitoring. We are aware it is not perfect. There was some shortcoming, which I explained during the lesson learned later. Next, we go to visualizing and sharing geographic information. We use ArcGIS Experience Builder and ArcGIS Dashboard because it provides extensive customization option. To answer this question, why we not use the Treka server or any other various online application that are already on the market? First, it's because due to confidentiality, the fun run is done inside the military camp area. And we do not want data to be stored on a server outside the government agencies. Second is that we can meet the needs of our end user project. In this project, it is the Navy, where all the widgets and layout can be customized. One of the example is the ability to set if the runner maintain at 0 km/h for a period of exceed 30 seconds, then the runner location will be tagged with SOS and a medical assistance will be given to the runner. To get more interesting idea about what I have been talking about, please watch this montage video.
ada 4 kalimat yang saya akan terangkan. Yang pertama, sebelum kita akan buat larian, kita akan buka handphone masing-masing dan kita akan on tracker tu untuk mengetahui kita punya perjalanan semasa berlari. Kedua, SOS. SOS, sekiranya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan berlari, tiba-tiba berhenti, di situ akan didetek sebagai tuan-tuan dalam keadaan ada kata injured ataupun bermasalahan. PI adalah lulus dan gagal. Sekiranya saya asingkan sebelah kiri saya adalah gagal, sebelah kanan saya adalah lulus. Baris, sedia. Okey, sedia. Kanan saya dapat keluar baris, jadikan 2 kumpulan. Baris, dia. Keluar, baris.
Tracking dia supaya kita boleh fokus kepada dia punya track yang nak.
As for the lesson learned, there are many variables that cause the location data from the mobile phones to the dashboard display to delay up to 10 seconds. Even the setting of 1 second is used, whether from the mobile phones to the staging server or GeoEvent reading the API, we are unable to study in more details due to the catching up with the development of this project. For information, ArcGIS GeoEvent server has more accurate output connector for real-time tracking, which is send features to a stream service. The only drawback, the stream service use a WebSocket protocol instead of HTTP protocol. And the IT department in most government agencies will block WebSocket on the firewall, including JUPEM itself. We use internal expertise only, and there is no additional cost because, as I have said before, the main function of our division is to provide service to military operation. We use ARGIS Geo-Event Server to manage real-time information, such as the position of blue frost tracking, which means GPS-enabled capability to provide military commanders and forces with location information about friendly military forces. Even so, we still respond to the ad hoc need, such as monitoring the location tracking of participants in this fun run event. Although this project is not perfect, considering the development time of 3 days and internal testing by our staff for 2 days, overall, our user, the Navy, are very satisfied to be able to monitor the progress of the fun run activity on an interactive user interface display, where various information data can be integrated. Thank you.